Shit. That microphone too damn tall, ain't it? I'm an addict. My name is Mark. I arrived here by grace. I continue to stay at Narcotics Anonymous by the mercy of the Almighty God. Look, I've really got my heart set on winning this TV, okay? Just want to let y'all know. I'd appreciate it if all y'all that bought a ticket leave right now. Even though I ain't bought a ticket. I'm not the first person she asked to speak. I'm like the third one. So I could like really get up here and say whatever the fuck I want to say. I can like make up some shit or something, you know. So how many people here from the best got the best home group in Narcotics Anonymous? How many people y'all? All right then. Look, I come from the worst home group in NA. Seriously. If you're ever in Chicago, tell them to take you out to the Flatbook 1 meeting, all right? Look, my meeting is so bad. There ain't but about 12 of us, but the chairperson, one day, the meeting in the book is say from 8 to 10. One day the chairperson got up at 9:30, said the meeting too damn long, and he left. So we left with him. I'm serious. We just got up and left. So look, I mean, it's cool. We don't do nothing but show up and talk to each other. We don't even listen to people share. We might interrupt you while you're sharing and say, man, that shit ain't true. You know? And we do, just kind of, it's like just a social thing. People walk up and now, you be cool. We won't bother you. We'll let you share. But if somebody happen to say like sober, whole meeting stop talking. Everybody say, what the fuck he say? Sound like he said sober. Somebody might say, well, he's new. We don't give a fuck. Shit. We run newcomers out of our joint for saying sober. I'm just telling you about my home group. My home group got so mad with the area, we left the area and started our own area. Seriously. We had one meeting in our area. So then we just started taking other meetings and shit, right? Now we're up to like 15 of them. So when you're in Chicago, tell them you want to go to the small miracle area. It's a miracle we still around. Oh, look, I'm serious though. All this is true. I'm not lying. You know, I'm kind of waiting till everybody kind of get through back in. They needed a break. I understand. But look, we're going to go and get started, all right? So the way I do this is, I ask y'all to take a moment of silence, right? I've already taken one. All right? So when we're doing this moment of silence, I'm going to take your clean time. So I'm the only one in here with clean time. And I want you to go back. I want you to kind of rest your eyes. And I want you to go back. Go back before NA. Go back before the horror. Go on back to when using was fun. Don't get scared. Go on back to diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging in the scene with the... Some of y'all back there, right? Look, you know what I'm saying? Go on back there. Look, go on back to when we was all kings and queens. You remember the gold spoon? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Y'all know me. You remember you had the gold spoon and people would come snort off your chest and shit? You be digging in a little white bag, you know what I'm saying? You remember that? Right, we was all kings. Look, men, y'all remember when we would sit back and we smoke a joint, right? Be talking real philosophized and shit. Talking about, look, baby, if the people in the world would listen to me, the world would be in better shape. And she say some shit like, yeah, boo. You know what I mean? Look, we was all kings and queens. We had no fucking clue what was coming. We just knew this was a good time. Right? The literature says there's certain things. The literature say there's certain things started to happen as we continue to use. Right? We started to acquire some strange mannerisms and habits, right? You know what I'm saying? One of the first things to go was sharing. Wasn't no more puff, puff, pass. You know what I mean? That shit was all over with. It was just puff, puff, puff. God damn it! Wasn't no pass, nothing. You know what I mean? Look, if I catch you looking at me like you want me to pass something, I'll kick you. Get the fuck out of my house, right? You know what I mean? Look. You're talking about the bathroom. You know what I mean? Look, y'all remember? Look, you remember the bathroom? Couldn't nobody get in the bathroom once I went in the bathroom. It was command central. I was running shit from the bathroom, right? You know what I mean? I'm taking care of business. Go downstairs. Somebody else's house used the goddamn bathroom, right? People would walk up to us and what the new literature talk about with that emotional violence, right? Start asking us all them old stupid ass questions like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like the fuck I knew, right? We're talking about at the end of the road, right? You're talking about in the latter stages, right? When you was face to face with this shit, right? I'm sitting there, I'm using. I got a woman, she using. We got a brand new baby. The baby been accused of using. You know what I mean? The baby got drugs in her system. You know what I mean? Right, you know. You know, I'm sitting there, and look, and I'm praying to God. I'm praying to God in a female voice. Y'all remember the movie The Fly? You remember at the end, what was he saying, man? Help me, right? Look, I don't know what to ask God for no more. I done been in and out, up and down, all around. I don't know what to ask for no more. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, the doorbell rang. That ain't true, we sold the doorbell. Somebody knocked on the door. They knocked on the door, right? They say, it was a family member. She said, look, I just got some money, let's go get one. I look at the ceiling as if it's God. Ain't this some shit, right? Okay, let's go. I get in the car, she said, look, I gotta stop at one of them meetings because the alphabet people got my kids. I say, meeting? I know the alphabet people. They been by my house, right? Definitely need one when the alphabet people come by. Shit, I'm taking your kids and shit. You know, so we go in there. Now, in my home group where I still go today, they got both fellowships. But we go downstairs, so we walk into the wet one. Somebody said, what the fuck is the wet one? So ask somebody later. Okay, so we sitting in the wet one, so she go in, I'm sitting by the door, right? And they talking, they naming, they high power and all that, and I'm like, what the? So a guy come up to me and say, excuse me. I said, what's up? He said, are you an alcoholic? I gave him the up and down look. No, I ain't no alcoholic. Oh, bitch ass motherfucker, why? He said, he was a gatekeeper. He said, this meeting is for alcoholics only. He was doing his fucking job. And I said, well, you know what? I was insulted. I was highly insulted. The man called me a goddamn alcoholic. Because in my family, alcoholics, we had a bunch of them. My uncles was alcoholics, and they had a routine. They got up, they got drunk, they got their ass whooped. Next day, they got up, they got drunk, they got their ass whooped. And look, it was women whooping their ass, right? So how dare you call me an alcoholic, right? I was a dope fiend. You know, I could nod backwards and shit. You know, going to nod, I'm getting ready to come back up 20 minutes later, say, to the stove, get some milk and shit, right? You know? So I was getting ready to leave. But then again, I'm telling you, I swore I heard a drum roll. Something said, and the man come flying out the back, like in the Matrix and shit. Don't put him out. Maybe he's an alcoholic and an addict. I say, this motherfucker trying to make me two things, right? What's next? Bipolar, schizophrenic? What the fuck? What's going on with this addict shit? So I left. And I'm gonna tell you something. Now I'm gonna talk to the men. Y'all remember your favorite get high woman? Not your wife or nothing, but you remember your favorite get high woman, right? I hadn't seen my favorite get high woman in over a year. But when I walked out that meeting, there she was. And there's something about the women in Narcotics Anonymous. Soon as y'all get here, it's like God put a halo over y'all head. Y'all be just getting gorgeous and shit, and every time I leave the newcomer the fuck alone. Cut their goddamn light out, shit. They just be shining and beautiful and shit. You know, so I did like you say, I headed into the light. I walked up on, I said, damn, baby, where you been? What you doing? She say, I'm the GSI upstairs. Now, I have no clue what that means, but I'm smooth. I say, I'm these people down here, BBR, right? So I follow her upstairs. She's setting up the meeting and stuff, and I'm just amazed. Damn, she looks gorgeous. She looks great. You know, last time we was together, it was ugly. Both of us was ugly, right? And there she is, and I didn't notice they had set the meeting up, right? So I'm sitting there, all of a sudden I hear that knock. I said, oh shit, I'm in another one of them goddamn meetings. They finna start asking me all these damn questions and shit again, right? So I'm gonna be real smooth. I'm gonna wait till they start talking, do like they do in church, put my finger up, ease the fuck on out, right? But then they read who was an addict. They said most of us don't have to think twice about this question. We know that our whole life and thinking was centered in drugs in one form. It said that we use to live and live to use. Then they broke it down. They said very simply, an addict is a man or woman whose life is controlled by drugs. Then they read, before coming to the fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous, we could not live and enjoy life like other people do. Look, my life had become a regimen of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And look, and every now and then I'd stop. It'd be this one house, they had the curtains open. And I'd stop and I'd be looking at them, and they'd be doing shit like watching TV and cooking dinner and talking to kids. And I had that thing in my hand, and I'm just looking at them, talking to each other. And I'm standing there about 50. I knew something wasn't right, and I'm standing there, and then the little kid say, Mama, that man out there again, right? Get your ass off the block. I'm gone, you know. So here I am. I don't remember nothing else about that meeting. It was April Fool's Day, right? It was Thursday. I didn't use that day. I used Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Went to the meeting on Thursday. I didn't use that day. I used Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Went to the meeting on Thursday. Y'all got this thing? Okay, so that next Thursday I'm sitting there, I look at the man next to me, I say, excuse me, yes, what? I say, what days you stay clean? He said, what you mean? I say, I got Thursdays down pack. I've been thinking about picking up a couple of more, right? He looked at me and said, what? Yeah. He say, I got all of them. I say, what? He say, everybody here got all of them. Don't you know that? I said, well, I'm only here on Thursdays. Nobody mentioned that, right? He say, make 90 meetings in 90 days. I say, for real? And I've never used again since that day, right? Look, and I sit in the meeting, right? And I do the blink eye thing. Y'all know what the blink eye thing is? New people know. New people know. You close your eyes in the meeting. You say, wake up with 5 years clean. Be at a convention. Me and my woman wearing matching blue jean outfits. Have my new car parked directly in front of the meeting, right? Have a couple of nice gold necklaces on it, you know, and that's what I do. I just sit there and do all that. And one time I asked the same guy next to me. I said, man, what time is it? And before he could answer me, the chairperson looked over me and said, meeting going on. Everybody in the meeting looked at me. Ooh. And that's when I knew the disease talked. Because that motherfucking Cunny said, shut up. Then Bafflin said, no, he said, shut your bitch ass up, right? So now it's one of them meetings where ain't nobody Nobody got the solution. Everybody got a problem, and now I've been told to shut my bitch ass up, right? Now I'm disqualifying myself. I say, all right, this soft-ass motherfucker over there crying about he lost his McDonald's job. Fuck him, right? Got talking about his woman gone. Shit, that bitch been gone. I'm talking to myself. I ain't saying nothing out loud. I'm getting ready to go, though. And as I got ready to go, a guy came in the room, jet black with white teeth, went and sat down over there. And he started just talking to somebody like he didn't give a fuck. So now, I'm wondering why the chairperson ain't told him nothing. Now I become something I've never been, a dry snitch. He ain't hear nothing I said. I went straight to full-fledged snitch then, real quick. Didn't take long. Man, you gonna tell him to shut the fuck up or what? He ain't say nothing. The man he was talking to got up and walked over to the other side of the room and started talking to somebody else. Next thing you know, the room atmosphere changed. All of a sudden, it wasn't this gray dull place anymore. All of a sudden, I could hear laughter. All of a sudden, I could hear people having companionship. I could hear compassion. All of a sudden, I could hear the solution. So I got up and I asked that man to sponsor me. I didn't know nothing about him. I didn't know that he had been to the penitentiary like me. I didn't know that he was raising a child by himself. I didn't know none of that. All I knew was he was smiling. And I knew if I had to stay here, I didn't understand the word using. I just knew if I had to stay here and I couldn't get high no more, I had to at least be reasonably happy. And he told me, I've been waiting on you. I said, man, you gonna put me on the symbol? He said, what do you mean? I said, all the other new people talking about the symbol. He said, have you listened to them? I said, it sounds real profound to me. He said, exactly. You knew too. They killing the damn symbol. I said, don't put me on the blank page, please. He said, look, he said, you've already diagnosed yourself from going your experience with downstairs. You know you're not dually addicted. You know you're an addict. He said, you know if you come here and you're happy as hell to be here, all of a sudden, if you don't fucked up 40 years of your life, you's a dumb motherfucker. You should be depressed, sad, and upset, resentful at the fucking world. I said, well, that's me. He said, this is a 12-step program. I'm going to put you straight on the steps. He said, and he did. And I'm going to talk about that with y'all. He put me on the first step. He said the first step is the first admission. It's a two-part thing. He said that if you pick up that little bitty tiny thing, if you put that little thing in your vicinity for the rest of your life, if it get to you, you fucked. That this little tiny thing can ruin all of your life. He said, but a second admission must be made before our foundation is complete. I said, what's that? He said, about the untrue or unhealthy belief system in my life. I said, what does that mean? He said, you know how you say that shit like, I pay the cost to be the boss? I said, yeah, I like that one. He said, then you jack your slacks? I said, I like jack my slacks. He said, well, by your own belief system, he said, what happened when you ain't got no job? He said, who are you there? I said, well, you know. Yeah. He said, no, according to you, you the bitch. He said, look, my whole belief system was based on what kind of car I drove, what kind of money I had in my pocket, what your woman looked like I had on my arm. Nothing about whether or not I was a father, whether or not I was a friend, whether or not I could be the bitch. My whole belief system was based on material things, on outside things. He said the first step ain't asking you to change none of that. It's just asking you to admit that maybe, possibly, you don't know everything you need to know to negotiate this path. It ain't asked you to change not a damn thing. Just admit that I know. He say the people that don't admit this in the third step, don't write a fourth step. Because there's nothing else wrong with them, they believe. They think they got all the answers. So when you talk to them about step work, they don't want to hear it. I remember when it hit me. I was going downtown for a job interview. I had my ponytail real nice and shit. Suit on, it was 80-something degrees. I got off on the wrong stop. I'm walking past these glass buildings. I said, damn, you look good. And I said, you don't know shit. What? Yeah, I got my GED in the penitentiary, right? Look, I was in my first week, my first day out of ABE class. ABE is like 8th grade and under. They put me in GED class. My first day in GED class, the man says, test day. I said, man, I ain't finna pass no test. I'm just getting out of ABE. He said, take it anyway. I said, what the hell? He passed the test out, then he left the room. Talking about God at work, right? You know what I'm saying? I looked around, I looked down the hall, I ain't see him. I looked up, I ain't see no cameras. I said, shit. Man, let me see what you got. He ain't had nothing but his name on it. Dumbass. I said, man, what you got over here, pal? He told me, where you put your name? I said, when the fuck you get in here? I just came yesterday. So I went again. I said, hey, anybody in here got number 1? Nobody answered. Anybody got number 2? Nobody. I said, is anybody in this slow-ass GED class got any damn thing? One guy talking about, I got number 94. He had number 49. He was all fucked up, right? I took it anyway. I didn't care. I got on the phone. The phone was right out there. I called my daughter. I said, baby, you good with math? She said, yeah. I said, come on with it. I ain't got nothing to lose. And then we had 3 phones running for damn near 2.5, 3 hours. We came back in, being good convicts, we shared the answers. Everybody don't put the same thing. Left them on the desk. Came back over the weekend, the man said, I got a problem with the test result. I said, what's your problem? He said, y'all all passed with the same score. Can anybody explain that? A guy from California got up and said, I'll explain it. I said, come on. He said, look, we eat the same food, wear the same clothes, go to bed at the same time. Why wouldn't we all think alike, right? California, baby. Look, so I got this bogus GED, and I'm going on a job interview in the office. By the time I got to the job interview, my ponytail was hanging down. That old black-ass gel was running like mascara in my damn face, right? I get in there and say, a female voice again, can I get your phone? He said, who you want to see the man? I said, no, call my sponsor. I called my sponsor. He said, what's wrong? I said, he said, get on over here. When I got there, he said, I'm going to put you on the second step. I said, because I'm insane? He said, where you hear that drunk ass shit at? I said, in the meeting? He said, don't listen to them no more. He said, the second step ain't about insanity. It's about hope, belief, and possibilities. And he had me write about what the literature talks about, the unexplainable, remarkable coincidences. We'll get to see it. He had me write about when my brother, who was a year younger than me, switched beds one night because he peed in my bed and he died in my bed when the house caught on fire. Our literature says, I don't need to know why it happened. I just need to know that it happened. I got a brother a year older than me. We're inseparable. We don't go nowhere without anybody. I'm a gangbanger. He's not. He said, come on, it's Saturday. I said, man, I ain't going. He said, well, somebody else, just somebody always there, but I ain't going. I just don't know why I didn't go that night. He gets murdered in my place. Once again, our literature says, I don't need to know why it happened. I just need to know that it happened. Look, I've been shot twice, stabbed once. I've been put in the trunk and I put people in the trunk. I've been in and out of these penitentiaries. I don't think y'all feel me yet. No, y'all don't feel me, because see, y'all don't forget, I got you. You know, y'all don't forget the time when you was out there and you was caught up. Yeah. See, y'all don't forget about them pistol plays. Y'all don't forget about when the police, see, y'all still don't feel me yet. You don't forget when the police searched your body and they didn't find it that time. You remember what I'm talking about? They don't forget when you was going to cop and somebody stopped you and talked to you, and that few minutes by the time you got there, it raided the spot. You remember that one time you had to have $20 for the kids. You had to have something. You remember that? Y'all still don't feel me yet. Y'all don't forget about all the violence and all the things. See, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but in Chicago, we got a grown-ass man. He got a cardboard box. He got a cardboard box, and all he's standing there. He's got a box. It says help. That's all he says, help. That's each and every one of us. I was headed for the muck, the mile, the degradation, demoralization, degradation. We were all headed for that. Something reached out. I hear people say they earned their seat. You trying to tell me if it come to earn, he didn't get it? Our literature says we wasn't just lucky. that if some reason, if you're here today, something wanted you to be here. Something wanted you to be here. You understand? Now we got to stop all that now. Something wanted you here, so that's why you here. Look, I don't know about y'all, man. The literature, the second step of the Flat Book says that what we're about to embark on is a fundamental transformation. You understand? Look, the second step gave me something. It said, look, you know, that maybe, just possibly, I can become a man among men. That maybe, just possibly, a father among fathers, a son among sons. That maybe, just possibly, you could become a woman among women, a mother among mothers. There's no guarantees, but the second step gave me something I never had. Possibility, man. I grabbed that hope shot. And I went on. And my sponsor, where'd you go to? I said, I'm going to the school. I walked in the school and I said, here's my bogus GED. They say, you got to take the entry exam. I say, entry exam? That shit don't sound good. Put me in a room by myself. I scored elementary school scores, 8th grade and under, on everything but reading comprehension. On reading comprehension, I scored 12th grade. You know why? I got 13 felony convictions. I've been indicted so goddamn much I learned words. Like concurrent and consecutive, right? Aggravating and mitigating, right? You know what I'm saying? I just learned words, like reading the goddamn indictment, right? So look, I come out, I called my sponsor, I say, man, they let me in. He said, they let you in? I said, yeah. He said, what class you got? I said, I got the prerequisites. He said, man, you got the slow class, right? He ain't lying. Look, in slow English. The first day the man wrote on the board, Jack ran. What's the verb? What's the noun? Before I could even guess, bro, I'll jump over the back talking about, that depends on what Jack running from, right? I said, is she right? But look, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about us. We think on our feet. We've always had to. To survive the game, survive all that we've been through in and out these joints, we gotta be able to spot bullshit coming a mile away. So when they got on sentences, I was on paragraphs. When they got on paragraphs, I was on papers. I grabbed that hope shot, and I went on to the fundamental transformation. What the literature talks about is the necessary change. The third step says that the keys to the third step are open-mindedness, willingness, and surrender. The open-mindedness piece, continue to pay attention to those unexplainable, remarkable things. See what happened one day when you go left instead of right. You know what I'm saying? Just pay attention. Don't go and jack your slacks up to me I came up. Figure out what happened. What was it? Was there something still working with you? Surrender. Surrender what? The literature says in the third step, it said all we want in the third step is your will. It said we'll come back later for your life. Do I need to repeat that? Because I hear a lot of y'all telling me y'all turn your will and life over. But the literature said all we want in your right now is your will. They want that part, you know, when you say, you call me back. 5, 10 minutes later, call me back, babe. 4 minutes later, why the fuck you ain't call me back? 3 minutes later, you text it. Look, you need to answer your motherfucking phone. 2 minutes later, bitch, I done told you. Wait, 30 seconds later, you motherfucking tramp. The phone sitting over there behind you. You don't even know, right? Dirty, you know what I'm saying? They're talking about me, right? Look, it said, look, in the third step, all we want you to do is just one day. Don't self-will. Just one day. Don't make it. Look, I'm living with this baby. I'm still living with my baby mama, right? I got 18 months clean. I told y'all one day I raised my hand. I say, I'm an actor named Mark, living with a woman that's using. Thanks for allowing me to share. Once again, y'all turn your head. What did he say? Sound like he said he living with a woman that's using. Get the fuck out of here. Then y'all start sharing on my ass, right? Y'all start telling me you need to run, fuck that baby, get the fuck out of there, save yourself. You can't help nobody till you move. Well, y'all wore me down. Finally, I said, I'll leave. Can you take me to the Narcotics Anonymous relocation department? That's what the money for, right? To help you move, right? Ain't no relocation. You motherfuckers. Then one of y'all with a whole lot of clean time say, look, pray for 14 days and see what happens. So every night when she went to sleep, I'd pray, light candles all around, do some Tina Turner shit. Yum, 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 bling, hitting the pots and shit. Bling, you know. On the 14th day, she sold the TV, all right? So the third step is telling me to surrender that, to let that go. Stop. Right? And then it talks about willingness, willing to move on. See, some days the path is here. This is everything is great. But I'm more accustomed to over here. And I really like it over here. And I'm in my happiest fucking moment way the fuck over here. But the path is here. It asks me to stay on the path. You know, to get a job like normal people. To go to work, I did all that. I got there. I stayed close to the path as I could. I finished working the steps. Started writing my fourth step. Right? It was pretty easy for me, man. As soon as I started writing about when the baby mother, right? And we was together and she was pregnant. I kept saying, we need to get an abortion. And she said, okay, but we kept getting high with the money. The next week we're going to get an abortion, but we kept getting high with the money. Until finally we just said, fuck it. And we just went to go have the abortion, and she just went in the damn room, and she came out and did this. Come here. I said, what the hell she want? Because I couldn't stand her, and she couldn't stand me. And they sitting there, and she called me in, and she told the doctor, you tell him. I said, tell him what? She said, he don't believe nothing I say. I said, because she a liar. He said, you tell her. He said, if you had got here a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, you could have had this abortion. It's too late. You talking about a moment of silence? I'm stuck with this. That's my thing. But the thing about it is, see, God knew what it took to keep me clean. See, I couldn't get clean for me. I got clean for that baby. I got clean because that baby would have never stood a chance if I didn't get clean. One of us had to get clean, and God used her to get me clean. So how dare I have a resentment with her? How dare I hate her when God has get this woman to take something out of her to get me clean? I wasn't scared of penitentiary. I wasn't scared of street violence, but I had something in my heart that wouldn't let that baby go like that. Look, take this break right now. Talk about the fifth step. Y'all know where it talks about theory versus reality? I'm going to give y'all a quick education on that, okay? Little Johnny goes to his dad. He says, Dad, the teacher talked about theory and reality today. Can you help me out, Dad? He says, sure, son. I want you to go over there and ask your mother, will she sleep with your neighbor for $1 million? Little Johnny dad looks up at him. He says, Dad, what's wrong with you? My mom's not like that. He said, well, go ask her. My mom said, go ask her. Go ask her. Little Johnny wobbles his ass over there. Says, Mom, would you sleep with the neighbor for $1 million? Mother says, the one with the speech impediment? He says, yes, Mom. She said, well, son, we'll be Mr. and Mrs. He says, Mom. He goes back and he tells his daddy. Now his dad said, now I want you to ask your sister, would she sleep with the neighbor's son for $2 million? Little Johnny looks at his dad. He says, I don't know what's wrong with you and Mom, but my sister's not like that. She's not going to do it. He said, go. She's not going to go. He wobbles his ass on over there. He says, sis, would you sleep with the neighbor's son for $2 million? She said, the one can't hold his head still? He says, yes. She says, son, brother, we'll be Mr. and Mrs. Bobblehead, right? Little Johnny goes back and he tells his daddy. Now his daddy said, now son, in theory, we got $3 million. He said, but in reality, we living with 2 hoes. All right, time to come off my break. Look, in theory, you think you know why. That's some water. You think you know why God got you here. You think you know God got you here so you can get a house, a husband, a wife, 2-car garage. In theory, you think you got pulled out the muck in the mire for just you. But the fifth step says that Narcotics Anonymous, it's 2 groups of people here. It says where the everyday meet the spiritual. It's where the ordinary meet the extraordinary. So there's 2 groups here. And if you're lucky enough to work these steps, you understand. So look, I moved. I took my daughter with me. I got my own place. I got me a wife. Wasn't my wife. Y'all told me I ain't had to worry about y'all morals, live by mine. Fucking ain't never been my problem, right? Got me a wife. We would do the lingerie and literature. Share our ass off. You know? But see, people always talk about where to work at. The 6th step. The 6th step introduces you to the you right now. And see, that's why it's important to make meetings with your sponsor. Because I can walk up to either one of y'all, and I see you and I say, hey, how you doing? I hug you. Hey, how you doing? I'm good. How you doing? I'm good. How you doing? I'm good. I walk up to my sponsor. He say, what's wrong? I say, she ain't answer the phone. He said, how many days it been? It ain't been no days. What, it been, 1 day? What, 12 hours? It ain't been no 12 hours. What, like 6 hours? It ain't been no. What, how long it been? 30, 40 minutes, right? He said, well, maybe she with her husband. No, I called him too, right? Look, I'm talking about when this thing get to running, you laughing now, but this thing get to running, man, it take consume. This thing, hey, especially in matters of the heart, this thing consumes you. It right now, it just grabs you and you can't see. You so caught up. When you in it, you can't see what's going on. You in it. Somebody in it right now. Somebody in this room is caught up over somebody and they can't see it. They can't see that this somebody they caught up with ain't worth a shit. But you caught up over this nothing motherfucker. But we can't tell you this. That this you, because we see it, but you can't see this motherfucker ain't shit. Right? But we know, but we can't tell you, because them the rules, right? Them the rules. We can't, you know, you ain't gonna believe us any motherfucking way. But you okay, I'm talking about me. I'm caught up, you know? And I want this to stop. I want this running in my mind. I want it to just stop. I want it to just go away. I want to just be able to sleep and eat, but this thing won't let me. Look, it's some people in here I don't care about, but there's some people in my life I can't afford to lose. I can't be alone in this program. I need people, and this thing will make me lose every fucking body. This thing will run them all over. You understand? Because I just want what you know. Look. My sponsor said, you ready? I said, move me on, man, to the 7th step. Move me on. He said, you sure you ready? I said, I'm ready, man. He said, because in the 1st step, you ain't asked God for nothing. You admitted some things. In the 2nd step, you came to believe that maybe, just possibly, you could become something, but you ain't asked God for nothing. In the 3rd step, you went with the wind instead of against the wind. In the 4th step, you wrote about you, but you ain't asked God for nothing. In the 5th step, you told God about you, but you ain't asked God for nothing. In the 6th step, you got ready to ask God for something. You got ready to ask God to take this thing that fucks me up, that makes me gonna drive people away, that has me caught up over worthless nothing shit. I want God to take this out of me, and I want God to do it while I'm asleep. Right? I want to wake up one day and just be better, right? Just be, hey, you want to leave? Be the hell on, right? I want God to do that, but that ain't how it goes. My sponsor said that when things happen to you pertaining to the step you're in, God will allow things to happen to you pertaining to the step you're in. That in the 7th step is your last ditch effort to change you before you bring other people into this. To be careful what you ask for. And he put me on it. And the next day I went to work. And the guy called all the people to the office. And they told me, you finna be supervisor, Mark. I said, about time. And the man fired all the black people. Chicago. So everybody else talking about, we going to EEOC. But I was spiritual. I said, it's God's will. Walked on out the door. Got home, it was a note on the refrigerator that said, sold the house, you got 29 days to move. I'm still spiritual. Just not as much. God's will. Got in my car, it was snowing. I tried to put it in the garage, got stuck, wasn't paying attention and blew the trans out. God's will. So I'm jobless, homeless, carless. So I called my wife. I said, when your husband leave, can you come over? And she came over. And I told my sponsor, I said, man, she tried to quit me. Talking about this too much for her. He said, what you do? I said, I practice my 6th step. He said, how you practice your 6th step? I said, I got out the car before she quit me. I got out your way. He said, look. He always said, look, when he has something important to say. He said, look, you need to get back in the car and let her quit you. I said, beg your pardon? He said, you got to get back in the car and let her quit you. I said, well, look, maybe you never been in love like I've been in love, right? Maybe you never felt the pain, right? Maybe I ought to call Tyrone, right? You know what I'm saying? He said, get back in the car and let her quit you. And I've always took marching orders. I ain't coming here playing. So I got back in the car and she quit me. And I ended up moving back with guess who? Baby mama. How she kept her place, I don't know. Cigarette lighters going off all night. People knocking on the door with my goddamn money and all that shit. And I'm sitting there. And I know in my heart that this is carefully designed for me. That this is carefully designed for me. But I'm asking God, where's the justice in this? And the 8th step say, do you really want justice? Do you really want justice, Mark? For the woman you married and promised her and God that you'd be there for but left? Do you want justice for the day your mother found out from the neighbor she couldn't stand that her son was a dolphin? Do you want justice for all the people you fucked over with in life? The 8th step say that justice would kill me. The 8th step says that what I really want is God's mercy. The 8th step is more than just a list. It is the changing the condition of your heart. That on any given moment, without notice, I'm the damn fool in the room. That on any given moment, without notice, I can act like a newcomer. It changes the condition of my heart. There are no victims in Narcotics Anonymous. My sponsor said in the 9th step, he said the burden in any relationship falls on the one with the better understanding. Let me repeat that to y'all. That shit was real deep. He said, in any relationship, the burden falls on the one with the better understanding. So when I hear y'all in these rooms talking about you ain't speaking to your mama, when I hear y'all in these rooms talking about you don't fuck with your cousin, your brother, your sister, we're not asking you to go back and be a victim, but the burden to make anything right is, look, I come to California for one reason. My mother and brothers here. When I did my 8th step, I told my sponsor I can't fuck with her. And he said, that's okay. But the burden falls on you to make this right. So I come out here twice a year. I call her every week. I do my part. Look, when I left and I took my daughter, I left her sister, who wasn't my biological daughter. I left that girl to go through all that nonsense of cigarette lighters going off at night, all the drama that goes on with a user. God brought me back there because I left something. I got a job. I saved money. I got an apartment. I bought furniture. I walked in the house one day. I said, we move, both of y'all. Come on, let's go. They said, don't we got to pack? I said, nothing to pack. Everything we need is there. I brought that girl whose grades were slipping, brought her home. She's graduated from college and got a great job. Look, but your disease, stay with me. Go on, leave me alone. I'm working. Yeah, whatever. See, I got ADD. Somebody break me up like that, I forget what the fuck I was talking about, right? What was I at? I brought the kid. Real. And so I take my daughter, I got my daughter, I'm dating in 5 states. I got, but this disease don't stop. I remember I'm in school and they walked in the room and they said, Mark, you wanted at the office. Now, I've never had a good conclusion from Mark, you wanted at the office. In school, when they did that, they kicked me out. The time I had a job, they fired me. In the penitentiary, when they come to your cell and say the lieutenant wants you at the office, you going to the hole. So I say, shit, they got me. I started acting like I'm in the joint. I said, hey, babe, you can have my pens. She said, what's wrong? I said, they want me at the office. You can have my book. What's wrong? They want me at the office. I ain't coming back. And I was leaving, and some said, call your sponsor. I said, man, they got me. He said, what you do? I said, I don't know, but they got me. That impending doom, they got me. He said, man, go see what they want. He said, go see. I take marching orders. I walked in the door. Woman said, you summa cum laude. I said, you're a goddamn lie. My name Mark Mitchell. I don't know what the fuck summa did, right? She said, you dumbass fool. Summa cum laude mean you at the top 5% of this school. You smarter than 95% of the people here. She said, you can't be summa cum laude. You don't know what it is. I was glad they wasn't putting me out. So I got real dignified. I said, you can retain your pretentious titles. They're unwarranted here. She said, I just keep this $1,000 check. I said, I was just bullshitting. Look, my mama named Mary cum laude, my father's Harold cum laude. You better give me my goddamn $1,000 check. Shit. Fuck you fucking with, I'll bust your goddamn. Look, I move on, right? I'm dating in 5 states, you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden one day they called me, because my sponsor said, go learn how to date. Quit taking everybody hostage and shit. In love every fucking time we look around. Keep it moving. Nobody in Chicago. Go home. I'm dating and everything. One day they called me to the hospital. And my sponsor died holding my hand. Yeah. He died holding my hand. And my life, and I understood how my life turned. See, because I have a disease in me, right? That wants me to love something that is bad for me and hate something that is good for me. You understand what I'm saying? That's the kind of disease I got. And my life took a turn. And I went dark. And I started going to places where I shouldn't have been. But I was still sponsoring. But at night, I was doing all kind of things. Clean. At night, I became daylight and darkness. I would still do my job, but the literature say, even in all that darkness, that your recovery process continues, even in the darkness. And I remember when I was, I'm talking about the 11th step. I remember when I would sit there and we was doing the 5th step, and I got ready to cry, and he said, what the hell is that? I said, I'm finna cry. He said, why? He said, the people in the meeting say grown men can cry. He said, what'd I tell you about listening to them? He says, all you did when you was out there is cried on people. He said, I better not never see you cry again. You man the fuck up. So when he died, I didn't cry. I didn't cry. I stayed the course. I would cry in the shower where I couldn't see I was crying. And one day I broke down and I was praying to God, and I said, here I am again, God. Afraid of who I'm going to be with, how I'm going to make it, what I'm going to work at. Here I am again, God, ashamed that I'm here again. I'm ashamed that I'm lost with all I know in here. I'm ashamed, and here I am again, God. And I don't hear God's voice like y'all. I hear Salam G's voice. And he says, which favor, Ma? Which favor, Ma? You come from murder and mayhem to being a hell of a father. You come from gun violence and uneducation to having 2 master's degrees. Which favor, Ma? Which favor of the Almighty God will you deny? I understand that the 11th step says we surrender. That the stumbling block is there, but we surrender in the end. That God has carefully designed a path for me. And if I go with the flow, it will occur naturally, man. That God will provide for me all I can, man. The girl done gave me the cut size, so I'm going to cut it short. Y'all can whoop her ass later. But then she the one brought me here, so don't beat her up. Yes, you, baby. Look, ask yourself this question. It's a short version. What if the walls in Narcotics Anonymous could talk? Imagine you at your home group. All of a sudden you say, okay, Walls, you can share. Walls would talk about how I came in April Fool's Day. And the only thing about me as a man was the outside part. That I was lost and afraid. It would talk about how you came there and you were scared as I was. It would talk about the times when you whispered, I'm never going to love again. And nobody heard you but the wall.